Attention passionate Las Vegas Raiders fans. Latest news. Something big is happening in the AFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Las Vegas Raiders' path to another Super Bowl run. A power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Las Vegas Raiders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Las Vegas Raiders fans. Let's get to the news as we inch closer to the start of the 2024 NFL season. The excitement around the Las Vegas Raiders is palpable, and fans are eager to see what the offseason has in store. The Silver and Black are in a pivotal moment, not just because of the upcoming training camp, but because of the moves made during the offseason, the strategic signings, and the potential additions that could define the team's trajectory for the next few years. With the NFL draft now behind us and the roster taking shape, the focus turns to free agency. And let me tell you, there's a lot of interesting options that could significantly bolster this Raiders squad. We're about 3 weeks away from the official start of training camp, which means the roster is about to get a lot more competitive. The coaching staff, led by head coach Pete Carroll, who, of course, has a long history with the Seahawks but is now calling the shots here in Vegas, will be looking to identify the best fit for each position, especially as rookies and young players get their first real shot at earning a spot on the team. The veterans are already in the mix, and when they start donning pads on July 22nd, the real competition begins. The team will be sorting out starters, backups, and role players, all of whom will be fighting tooth and nail to make their mark. And, of course, the preseason game against the Seahawks on August 7th is another key moment where we'll see these players in action and get a clearer picture of how this team will shape up. But what's truly intriguing is the roster flexibility and the cap space available to the Raiders. According to both Over the Cap and Spatrack, Las Vegas has around $2 to $31.8 million in cap space. Plenty of room to make impactful signings. The team isn't just sitting back and waiting. They're actively exploring the market for veteran players who can fill immediate needs and bring leadership, experience, and stability. And that's where the conversation turns to some of the big names still available as free agents. Players who could come in and instantly elevate the Raiders' level of play. Let's start with the safety position because it's been a topic of discussion among fans and analysts alike. One of the most surprising developments is that Justin Simmons, a proven impact safety, remains unsigned. I mean, how is this even possible? Simmons, a Boston College product, has been a staple in the NFL since he was drafted in the 3rd round by the Denver Broncos in 2016. At 31, some might think he's past his prime. But don't let that fool you. Simmons is still playing at a high level, and his impact on the field is undeniable. Last season, with the Atlanta Falcons, he logged 62 tackles, 2 interceptions, and 7 pass deflections. His ability to read the game, make plays, and disrupt passing lanes makes him a perfect fit for the Raiders' secondary. He's 6 feet 2 inches, 202 pounds, with the size and instincts to be a true ball hawk. And let's not forget, he's a versatile safety who can play both strong and free safety, giving defensive coordinator Patrick Graham a lot of options. Why is Simmons still on the free agent market? That's a question that's baffling for many, especially considering his consistent production and leadership qualities. The Raiders, in particular, could benefit hugely from his presence. They've been looking to add a playmaker in the back end, especially with the safety spot being a bit uncertain after the departure of some veterans in recent years. Simmons could slot in seamlessly, especially in 3 safety sets alongside Jeremy Chin and Isaiah Pola-Mao, creating a versatile and dynamic safety trio that could be tough for offenses to handle. His experience, combined with his football IQ, would bring a calming influence to a unit that's still trying to find its identity. Now, shifting to another defensive back who's been a topic of discussion, Mike Hilton. The veteran slot cornerback has been a consistent performer for the Pittsburgh Steelers and would be a valuable addition to the Raiders' secondary, especially considering their need for depth at nickel and slot corner. Hilton, at 31, might be seen as a bit of a veteran, but he plays with the heart of a rookie, aggressive, smart, and relentless. At 5 feet 9, 184 pounds. He's not the biggest guy on the field, but he plays much bigger than his size. Over the last 2 seasons, Hilton has recorded a total of 24 tackles for loss, showing his ability to get into the backfield and make life difficult for offenses. His knack for coverage, combined with his blitzing ability, makes him a perfect fit for a Graham-led defense that loves to activate defensive backs on blitzes and cover routes tightly. Given the Raiders' need for someone who can hold up in coverage and contribute on blitz packages, Hilton could be a game-changer in their secondary. And speaking of the trenches, the Raiders are also eyeing veteran pass rushers to bolster their defensive line. Quinton Jefferson is a name that keeps coming up, and for good reason. Jefferson, at 32, isn't a youth movement but a savvy veteran with a wealth of experience. He previously played for the Raiders in 2021, starting 17 games and racking up 47 tackles, 5 sacks, and 5 tackles for loss. His size, 6 feet 4 inches, 290 pounds, and agility allow him to be a disruptive force in the middle, especially as a rotational pass rusher. Last season, Jefferson finished with 14 tackles and 2 sacks, but his impact goes beyond just statistics. His leadership and knowledge of the game could be invaluable for the younger players on the line, and his ability to rotate in and provide fresh legs on pass rushing downs is crucial. Moving on to the offensive side, the Raiders are looking to add a veteran receiver who can step in and help stabilize the wide receiver core. Jacoby Myers is the only established receiver on the roster, and with the team's passing game looking to take a leap forward, signing someone like Allen from the Chicago Bears makes a lot of sense. Allen, who just turned 33, isn't the same speedster he once was, but his precise route running and reliable hands make him a perfect target for quarterback Geno Smith. Last season, Allen caught 70 passes for 744 yards and 7 touchdowns, showing he can still produce when given opportunities. His familiarity with the offensive coordinator, Chris Beatty, who coached him with the Chargers and the Bears, adds an extra layer of comfort and chemistry. Allen's experience and savvy route running could help the Raiders' offense become more consistent and explosive. And let's not forget the importance of special teams, where Neville Hewitt has become one of the best players in the league. Hewitt, at 32, has carved out a niche as a dependable special teamer, but he's also shown flashes of being a useful linebacker when called upon. His ability to drop back into coverage, especially in third-down situations, adds versatility to the second level of the defense. Last season with the Houston Texans, he allowed just 9 completions on 14 targets, which isn't bad at all for a linebacker who's primarily a special teamer. His size, 6 feet 2 inches, 234 pounds, and his knack for coverage make him a valuable rotational piece, especially in a Raiders defense that's still trying to find the right mix of players to complement their core. Now, on the interior offensive line, the Raiders are looking to beef up their depth and add competition. That's where someone like Risner comes into play. Dalton Risner, a well-built 6 feet 5 inches, 312-pound guard, has been a solid contributor since being drafted in the second round by the Denver Broncos in 2019. After a stint with the Minnesota Vikings, Risner is now available as a free agent and could be an excellent addition to the Raiders' front line. With their current open competition at left guard, Risner's mean streak and experience could be just what the team needs to establish a solid run blocking and pass protection identity. His versatility to play both guard positions makes him a valuable asset as the Raiders try to find the best combination for their interior line. Plus, his physicality and leadership qualities could help set the tone up front. And, of course, there's always the possibility of adding more veteran depth to the linebacker core or the defensive line, depending on how the team wants to shape its defense. The Raiders are known for their aggressive style, and bringing in experienced players who can set the tone is always a priority. The coaching staff, led by Pete Carroll, has a reputation for maximizing the talent available and developing players into consistent contributors. With the free agent market still ripe with talent, the Raiders have a real opportunity to fill some of those gaps that might have been exposed last season, especially in the secondary and along the trenches. Looking ahead, the team's draft picks, combined with these free agent signings, will be crucial in shaping the roster. The Raiders are building a team that emphasizes versatility, toughness, and football intelligence. Their goal, as always, is to compete at the highest level and make a serious push toward the playoffs and, ultimately, the Super Bowl. With the right additions and a solid training camp, this team could surprise many fans and analysts who might have written them off after a slightly disappointing 2023 season. The AFC West is only getting tougher, with the Kansas City Chiefs and the Los Angeles Chargers making moves of their own. But the Raiders are determined to stay in the fight and climb to the top. As the offseason progresses, keep your eyes on the Raiders' social media, news updates, and training camp reports. Every signing, every practice, and every preseason game will give us more clues about how this team is coming together. The passion among Raiders fans is undeniable, and the energy in the Las Vegas community is electric. This team has a storied history, full of legendary moments and iconic players. And now they're looking to write a new chapter, one that hopefully leads to multiple Super Bowl appearances. So, whether it's the veterans stepping up, the rookies proving their worth, or the new signings making an immediate impact, one thing's for sure, the Las Vegas Raiders are back in the conversation, hungry and ready to take on the challenge of this new NFL season. The next few weeks will be critical, and the excitement is only going to ramp up as we get closer to the start of the season. Fans, buckle up, because this is going to be a wild ride, and the Raiders are poised to make some serious noise. Pause here, just for a second, if you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Las Vegas Raiders news to you. It's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick, and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now, let's continue with the big reveal. And now, Las Vegas Raiders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on all these potential signings? Do you think the team is building the right roster to make a real Super Bowl push? Which players are you most excited about? And which positions do you think need more attention? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Raiders. Remember, the offseason is just the beginning, and the real work starts when the pads go on and the games start counting. I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Las Vegas Raiders news. This team is on the rise. And together, we're going to see some incredible football this season. Thanks for sticking with me. And as always, go Raiders!